Replacing your W-2 with six figures or more of income from buying a small business is not as hard as people think. I created a calculator inside of SMB Market that shows you exactly how to reverse engineer from how much money do I want to make each year to what size company I need to buy. I call it my take-home pay calculator. Check it out. All right, so I'm going to go through it. How much do you want to make? Desired take-home pay, 150K. What's your personal tax rate? If you're on TurboTax or using any platforms, like go look and see what your effective tax rate is. We're going to put in 20% depending on where you live. Reserve rate. This reserve rate means how much cash am I leaving in the business bank account and not pulling out every year, every quarter. I recommend at least 10%. If you're conservative, you want to do 20 or 30%, but that's a good rate to start with. The next set of info in the calculator, you don't need to change. This is loan information, and these are standard terms. You don't need to change any of this. I go into depth in this in the weekly calls. The business metrics, ideally you're shooting for 20% margins and roughly 3x on the multiple. That means profit times this number equals the asking price. Now we jump over here. What are the results? So to make the 150K, I need to be looking for a business that does 447,000 in minimum EBITDA. That becomes your minimum filter in SME Market. Based on the revenue target of the margin and the multiple, that's roughly their asking price. So if you're doing 10% down, you need 134K. Most of us don't have 134K sitting around. That's where you then go to my investor calls and my investor pitches to show you guys how to go raise that. That's not that difficult to do. I know it sounds like a lot, but I raised 400,000 just 2 years ago and have done more than that in the last couple of years. So it just is about putting together the right numbers and knowing clearly what's going to get your number. So if you're a six-figure earner and you want to make 150K and you don't want to be someone else's employee anymore, this is the calculator I would use to figure out how much of the business, what size do I need to go for in order to make that 150K.